Are you aware of this evil devices? If you are not, then listen to this short message till the end. Shalom, my name is Daniel Godswill. Not quite long today when I was invited by a pastor to a matrimonial ceremony actually called the White Wedding. They had a morning service, of which I prepared myself all the way from home after yesterday's Friday night vigils in the ministry, the Ark of God Holiness Ministry Argaham, that I began to attend the very ceremony. But unfortunately immediately as I was about entering inside the church to join in for the service, I began feeling so weak and tired. At first, I thought it was still the cause of the night vigil prayers we had on the Friday that was resulting to stress and weakness because I didn't slept after the vigil, the work of God. But I never knew, something else was going on and I cared not to pray and saw what was happening. I went inside ignorantly. Seriously beloved, it is an error to live an ignorant life on earth because you wouldn't know what might happen to you at a second's. When I went inside, I was taken to the front side of the seat of which I stayed, and me, bowing down my head to pray and follow the preaching, I heard the voice from nowhere saying to me, "I am not happy." When I heard this voice, I said, "Lord, are you the one who spoke to me? Lord, speak, for your servant is listening." But to no avail, nothing I hear. I didn't heard any voice again, until the pastor who was preaching concluded the sermon and handed over to the pastor who invited me, but lo and behold, immediately he stood up. Wanting to step to the pulpit, I heard the voice again speak to me, but this time he called my name, sounding like a powerful deep male bass voice, "Daniel, look at his shoes." And when I looked, the voice spoke again and said, "What did you see?" When I looked, I said, "I saw a brown shoe," but the voice said again, "Look again. Daniel, what did you see?" But this time what I saw was a crocodile on his feet. And I said in my spirit, "My God." Then the voice said, "Daniel, my people perish because they lack knowledge. Pass this message to the world, and say to them that because of these little things they say it doesn't matters that have made me to go out from their midst. Daniel, I behold not iniquity." And then I asked that voice because, at this point of time I know too well, that it was the Holy Spirit of the Lord that was speaking to me. I asked, "What did you want me to do? Should I go and expose him, or should I rebuke, or should I just leave the church?" But the Lord, through that voice, said, "No. I have not rejected this one. He is my true servant, but Daniel, he has been feeding from the wolves that does not exposes these things to him but preaches about what they should hear and not what I should listen. Daniel, there are words of sermons I the Lord seats on my throne to listen to. As you listens to me when I speak, so do I listens to my servants when they speak in the pulpits, because the words are from me, saith the Lord. But now, many preach only what the people would listen and hear, not what I would listen and hear. Daniel, do not be like them. But for about him, he is still my servant, but I have not come to visit the church because he hasn't dedicated it to me spiritually but dedicated it by other ministers who never listens to me. So therefore I am not still in here you are now, Daniel. Because if I am in here, indeed I would use my prophet or prophetess to speak. But lo, I am not yet there. Daniel, and I answered, "Speak, Lord, for your servant is listening." And he the Lord said, "Look at the church and the members. What did you see?" I said, "Adornments, wigs, high heels." And the Lord said, "After the service speak to him and tell him that I the Lord has sent you." At first, he won't listen but pretending to obey my voice through you, but I know what to do. Tell them not to be ignorant, Daniel. I have spoken, and the voice ceased for that moment. Beloved, desist from ignorant and get rid of these attachments of the devil, all in the name of fine clothes and fine shoes, for you do not know their intentions of making them. Peace of the Lord be with you, and stay watchful. Subscribe to my YouTube channel for more message from the Father to humanity. Shalom.